What's going on, guys? You're well here, and welcome to Confabulate, the podcast where we talk about anything and everything. I'm your host, Will Sanchez. Thank you so much for stopping by. And today, guys, we have Sandra Almanza here. Thank you so much, Sandra, for coming on my podcast. I really appreciate it.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm such an honor.
Thank you for coming on. What made you want to say yes to coming on my podcast?
I saw it more as a way of catching up, and I was like, this is going to be fun. Try something out. Try something new.
Yeah, it's going to be fun catching up. I haven't seen you in a few years, but I was thinking about when I was writing your questions, I was like, I've known Sandra for like a long time because I remember your dad worked at the Campos Body Shop in Castroville, and my dad's friend Oscar owned it, and so I remember being a little kid always at the body shop, and I remember you were there and your dad was there. So I've actually known you since we were little kids. So it's actually been a long time. Do you remember that time?
Yes, I do. And actually, my dad works there again. And so it's kind of crazy to see how much has changed since then.
Yeah. He still works there like to this day?
Yeah, he actually went back. He had his own business for a while, but now he's back at campus.
Yeah, and I think the first time like we ever met was Prunedale Elementary. We went to Prunedale Elementary School together. I was there for like 2 or something years, but were you in Prunedale Elementary like for like your whole childhood?
Yeah, so I just went to Castroville School for, I believe, only kindergarten, and then from first to sixth grade, I was at that school.
Yeah. And how did you like Prunedale Elementary, and then how did you like the middle school, and then high school? How did you like all of that?
Elementary school was interesting. It was fun, obviously, because we're little kids, but it did get difficult towards the end. But then middle school came, and that was fun. You know, just us kids growing up. And high school was definitely, honestly, it was life, something I miss so much, but I'm blessed to have experienced everything that I have.
Yeah, me too. I miss like that part of my life where I was a high school student, where I didn't have to worry about the things that I'm worrying about now. I just remember that part of that life. That's what I miss. But I remember you played volleyball too. You played volleyball for a long time. How long did you play volleyball?
I played volleyball in middle school, so seventh, eighth, and all throughout high school, and I also played softball.
Yeah, you did play softball. Which sport did you like more?
Oh, I was a softball girl.
Really? Did you,
Yes.
did you did you get started when you were a little kid?
So I played baseball, I believe, for 2 years. I think I was only 7 and 8, and then I transferred to softball. And I played since I was 9 to all the way through high school.
And what made you like? Do you still play now? Do you still play softball now and volleyball now?
No, I do not play at all. I play volleyball for fun with my friends here, as we have sand courts here. But softball I have not played since high school.
Why didn't you want to like play in college? Is that something that you ever thought about, like playing a sport in college professionally?
I thought about it while being in high school, but then, I don't know, I just thought I wasn't good enough. But, I mean, I do miss it a lot, but I told myself that I was just going to give it my all throughout high school, and I did, so.
And now, yeah, I was like that too. I mean, I feel like my favorite sport ever was tennis. I love playing tennis. It was my favorite thing ever. And that's something that kind of crosses my mind sometimes. I'm like, I should have like kept playing tennis like afterwards because I really feel like I could have gone far. But now it's like one of those things that, it's just a memory. I'm very grateful for it. It's one of those things. What were some of your plans? What were your original plans after high school? Like, where did you want to go to college? What do you want to major in? Did any of that change? Or, like, what was your original plan as soon as you graduated?
That's a good question because a lot has changed since high school. So in high school, I applied to 11 colleges, thinking I was not going to get into any because, I don't know, I just had a low self-esteem at that point. And I got accepted to 10 of them, and the one I wanted to go to, I did not get accepted to. But coming in, I knew I wanted to get a degree in some type of kinesiology or anything, so, something that was in like the medical field, but also on the athleticism side. So when I came to Grand Canyon, I came in as an athletic training major. I did not know what it was. But to put it in simple terms, it's basically like an on-site first responder for athletes specifically. You have to be CPR certified. You have to be certified in a lot of other aspects. But unfortunately, I am no longer in that program. It's a program where you have to apply and get accepted into it. So I applied after my freshman year, after doing the prereqs, and I got in, and I did a year and a semester in the program, but unfortunately, I could no longer go in that program, so I had to switch my major, and now I'm a psychology major, and I graduated in the spring in April 21st or 22nd to be specific. But after this, I do plan to go back to school. But I'm going to take a gap year just to figure out more specifically what I want to do because I am still unsure what I want to do. I am looking into becoming an occupational therapist. It's still on the like therapy side, how I wanted to become like a PT or athletic training, but it's more specifically to like a broader population. Like it's not specific towards athletes; it's for all ages, and I think I'm gonna prefer that because athletes are difficult to work with. Because when I was in the major, I had to do clinical hours, and athletes can be stubborn, and I remember being stubborn like that. So, I mean, that's my plan as right now. But
Yeah.
yeah.
That's so cool. You've accomplished so much in like 3 or 4 years. That's insane. And congratulations on graduating very soon. That must be amazing. Um, what was I always ask like college students about like their very first semester. Like how was that? Because it's very different going into college for the very first time. How was it for you like dealing with like a schedule and everything?
Okay, so my first year was very, very, very difficult for me. Um, I went through a lot of hard times. I obviously am in another state, so Grand Canyon is in Arizona. It's a whole different state from and a different environment compared to back home. When I first visited this campus, it was predominantly white people, so I kind of found my comfort zone when I got here. But then I decided to come here because I loved the campus. It was beautiful. But so my freshman year, I did not know anybody also to coming into this college. I lived in the dorms my first year, my second year, but my first year, I went through some deaths in my family, unfortunately. It was very difficult. I had to fly unexpectedly back home, like in the middle of the week. It was an expensive trip, about like $800, but I had to go. And after that, like, it was unfortunate to say, but I believe I got depressed because I cried every day. Like, I thought about it every day. It's a difficult, a touchy subject, but I've grown so much from it, and I'm thankful it happened because it made me stronger. But it was very difficult at first, especially being in a whole other state. It's not easy just to go home on the weekends and visit family. It was very challenging too because obviously my schedule, I took human anatomy, and a human anatomy college course is actually very, very difficult. And, you know, I got through finals. It was fun, but I also was very hard. I was also very shy my freshman year, so I didn't really meet that many people. I just stuck to like my roommates, and even then I was still shy with them. But I'm thankful for them because I'm still friends with them just to this day. So
Yeah. That was gonna be one of my questions actually about moving to a new state and not knowing anybody, either family or friends or at school. And I could imagine how your first semester is already challenging enough, and I can't even imagine with like struggles in your own personal life too. So I'm sorry you went through that. But what did you end up like meeting more people like throughout the years, whether like in your major or classes, or did you just keep your circle very small like with your roommates?
Oh no. Okay. So I met so many people. Well, after my freshman year, like I said, I was very shy, but my friends started getting me out of my circle,
Mm.
and like we obviously had mutual friends, and our friends had friends, and we started just growing like that. And I've met so many people in and out of my majors, and I can say I have a good, solid group of friends now, but unfortunately, not all of them are present anymore because they either dropped out or doing school online now. But I still keep in touch with them. We visit each other. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's super cool. And what would you say is the best memory you've had college related so far?
Oh, there's so many. um, Gosh, that's a hard one.
Mm-hmm.
Because it could just be literally just me and my friends just literally hanging out in the room or us going out. Um, Dang.
Yeah, I don't think I could answer that because I haven't really like I go to CSUMB, but like I still live home, so I haven't really had like a full like college experience. But yeah, it's like the little things like with friendships, I guess I would say. But what about like the worst class you've ever taken? I don't want to say worst. Let me say the hardest class you've taken.
Well, being in that program,
Yeah.
I think those classes were very, very difficult. It's a very like competitive program. Only like 20 people get in out of like 100 applicants, and like it's very, you have to be very dedicated to that program. I believe those were my hardest classes I've ever taken, ever. Um, there's more specific to the program. They're called um, like principles and applications of like for your lower extremity. Like in that program, I had to like diagnose people, so it was very, very difficult. Um, and well, in general, I would just say human anatomy because that is like a big part of that program. You have to like learn all the muscles, and like when I mean like all the muscles, like you have to learn like where it starts and where it ends, what it does, the nerves that it aligns with, um, all the reflexes. The list goes on, but it
Yeah.
was very difficult. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when I decided that I wanted to be a psychology major, the first ever psychology class I took, like general psych, we had to do like a project of like diagnosing these people. Like someone would come in and be like, I'm feeling this or I'm feeling this. Like my eating habits have been bad and stuff like that. And you just have to diagnose them. And that was basically like our final. Like if you give them the wrong diagnosis, like he'll mark you down points. If you give him the right one, then you get it correct. That was so stressful. And now, since taking so many classes for like 3 years now, it's like now I know more about it, about psychology too. I wanted to ask you though about do you have like any advice for people who, what did I write? Advice for college students who struggle in a class. What would be your advice for someone who's like struggling in a class or is like very lost like with their major or what they're going through like in school?
I would say if you're struggling specifically in a class to reach out to the professors because that helps a lot because not only can you like go to them to talk to them about just any problems that you may have, but you can like go to their office hours because that will give you that one-on-one time where you can talk to them and tell them like what you're struggling with and they can help you. And not only that, find a classmate that you can study with, or like someone that you could just easily text on the daily, ask a simple question because there's no stupid question out there. And I would just say just find a study method as well because everyone has their own studying preference and just find what's best for you.
Yeah. If only people knew like office hours are like there to help us. Because I remember I was always scared to go into office hours, but then I'm kind of like struggling in class. And the professors are actually really nice and they respect the students that come in on their own time to talk to them. So professors are always there to help. They're not there to just give everyone an F. They're actually there to teach us and help us with things that we're struggling with. And yeah, my study method is I need to be like alone basically and in a quiet space, and I turn off my phone. I'm like all on my own doing my own thing because that's the only way I can focus. And in a group it's fine, but like I'll start talking to them and then I kind of forget what I'm doing. So what is your study method? How do you study?
That's funny because when you're saying that, I'm the exact opposite. I cannot be in a quiet place. But I also cannot be in like a too busy place because then I'll get easily distracted. I do go to like the coffee shop we have on campus, and sometimes I'll go to like classrooms. Depends on what I'm studying for and or what I'm doing. I also, for like studying, I have to rewrite my notes. So it's like,
Oh.
yeah. So I'll go like 3 times writing them all over again and like just writing down the key themes. But it's funny because I don't know. I thought it was hilarious that you said that you had to turn off everything because and then I also listen to music.
Mhm.
So yeah. I know
Wait.
they say multitasking is not a thing, but it helps me in music.
Yeah. And so like rewriting your notes 3 times, is that like the best way you for you to like process all the information all over again?
Yeah, that's the way I obtain it the most, but also like applying it. So like while I'm rewriting it, I'm also applying it to like situations.
Mm.
So yeah.
Yeah. I just want to say because I remember something. I remember when we had econ together, we were sharing our textbook and we were writing notes together. I always knew that you take notes very fast, and I've always loved your handwriting, and it's always very neat. I just wanted to say that right now.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you.
My next question for you is, are you still friends with anyone from high school? Because I know it's very hard for people, for us, to keep relationships and friendships, especially when we have a busy schedule. Have you kept a friendship with anyone from high school, or has it been hard for you?
I would say like I've never ended anything on bad terms with anybody, so I think we're still friends, but I have not like been with them for a while or seen them for a while. Because it is difficult with trying to find time between all our schedules. But I mean, I haven't really talked to anybody, but like when I do, I like take the chance and the opportunity to catch up with them as much as I can. But other than that, I wouldn't say I hang out with them on a daily basis or talk to them on a daily basis.
Yeah. So mostly just the friends and the people you met in Arizona, right?
Yeah, as of right now. I mean, here and there, I do get like texts with people and them back home, and I catch up with them. But it's kind of difficult because obviously we have our own schedules, so we're not always like quick to reply. But that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm open up to anybody. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I am willing to hang out with anybody and anybody. Like, I don't know. I just feel like this world is. It just needs some love.
Yeah, exactly. And about Arizona, I know since it's far, and I want to know like how often do you get to like visit home?
So I go home only on the holidays or my breaks because I have a busy schedule. Also too because I have homework. I actually do have a lot of papers. So yeah, but most of the time, I just go home for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Thanksgiving, Christmas, and summer too, or do you do like summer classes also?
No, I also go back for summer. I was gonna say that right now.
Mm. Okay. Is your family okay with that? Because I know some families they want their kids to come more often to visit, and some are like, yeah, you do your own thing. What does your family think about it?
They are honestly supportive. They don't really mind. Because when I'm there, I make sure I'm there. I bug them, but I call them all the time, so it's not like I'm missing anything either. So, but I think they are okay with it because, like I said, we also have our own schedules when I go home, so it's not really like I really don't see them too because everybody has their own schedule. But I mean, those times that I'm there, I make sure I enjoy the time that I have with my family.
Yeah, yeah, that's really cool. Switching gears a little bit, I did want to ask you, about like I always ask all of my guests this, but I want to know about your favorite musicians, favorite genres of music, bands, all that good stuff. Who are some of your favorite singers?
Okay, so that's kind of hard to pinpoint. Everybody always asks me this because I love music.
Yeah.
I listen to it every day. I can have it just all day playing in the background and I don't even notice. Like, it's just something that I always have. But depends on what genre you're talking about because I do listen to quite a bit. I listen to both English and Spanish. And the only thing I really don't listen to is like the heavy metal or like such things like that. I listen to country, rap, R&B, like oldies, like banda, like reggaeton, like a bunch of things. Like the list goes on. But my favorite artist, kind of difficult to pinpoint. The first one that always comes to my head is The Weeknd because he's one of my favorites. But also YG. If you know me, I am a huge YG fan. Like people know that. It's kind of funny because they always tell me things. Like even my family always tell me things. Like he's such an old guy. Like he's like older music. I'm like, no, I still like him. But yeah, I actually wanted to go see The Weeknd in March because he's coming over here, but he canceled his tour, so that's a little sad. But I don't know, like, what genre are you gonna ask about? Because I can tell you one if you give me a specific genre.
Well, I first was gonna say that YG. I was not expecting YG to come out of your mouth. That caught me by surprise. That's so cool. And I love The Weeknd. I've loved The Weeknd for so many years. I want to go to his show too, but I didn't know he canceled some shows. I haven't even looked at it. I know he was going to San Jose, but what's some of your favorite The Weeknd songs? Because I have a few. You go first, and I'll tell you my favorites.
Oh, okay. So Valerie is a good one. Next is a good one. I don't know. There's so many that he has. Like let's see which one.
Wow.
I'm looking at my list right now because I can't think of them off the top of my head. But there's a good one. The album Trilogy is a good one.
Oh my God, you're like a diehard fan. You know, like the good stuff, the hidden tracks. I was gonna say like, I love Call Out My Name. I love Die for You. Um, I love the one with Lana. He has a few with Lana Del Rey, but I think the first one they did together. And I love the whole After Hours album. I just finished listening to the one he released like 2 days ago. I like that one, yeah.
I have yet to listen to that one.
Ooh.
I just haven't had the time yet. But yeah, there's the ones that you listed. Obviously, are like his most like top ones. And don't get me wrong, I love those too. But I also am a fan of his like underrated music. So.
Yeah. You mentioned country. I never really hear people say they love country music. I love country music too. Like, but what are some of your favorite country singers?
Okay, so I don't know them like that.
Oh, okay.
I do listen to country, but I don't know the artists or like the names or
You
anything.
put it on shuffle?
But yeah, well, I like have specific songs that I listen to, but I cannot give you an artist because I probably just only will like one of their songs.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool that you love a lot of genres. I love that. I love music. I don't care what the genre is as long as I like how it sounds or like the voice or whatever. I love music too. I've been to so many. Have you been to concerts before?
I've only been to one.
Who'd you
I
go
know.
see?
It's kind of, yeah, it's kind of sad to say, but I've only been to one, but it's okay. I do plan to go to way more. So.
Who'd you go see?
Fuerza Regida in Gilroy, sorry. Yeah.
Who?
It's a Spanish group.
Oh, okay.
Fuerza Regida? It's a Spanish group, yeah.
I wanted to ask you about, I know recently you turned 21, which is really cool. Tell me about your 21st birthday party.
Okay, so originally I was supposed to go to Vegas, but some things came up and we couldn't go anymore. But some of my newer friends are like my recent friends that I just got, because how I told you earlier, like my older friends, they're all either not here anymore or online. They are 21, so I was always the baby. in the friend group, but now I'm one of the oldest in the friend group, so kind of sucks now because all my friends were waiting for me to turn 21, and then once I finally turned 21, now my other friend group, I have to wait for them to turn 21. But on my actual birthday, my friends surprised me with a dinner, and then those who were 21, we all went to that Tuesday in a town called Tempe. It's like downtown, and just went to a bar.
That sounds really cool. Can we talk about that outfit change? Because you posted pictures, and I'm like, what? An outfit change? All right now.
Okay, so originally I had always planned to like just go all out for my 21st birthday, and like I said, I was planning a trip to Vegas, so I was like, okay, that dress is perfect for Vegas, but I wasn't gonna get it, and then my friend was like, no, still get it, like do it because you wanted to do it, and so I did, and so I ordered the white one, but when it came in, I didn't like the way it looked on me. It looked good on camera, but it didn't look good in person. It had like a holographic blue and pink tint undertone, and that's not what I had originally went for. So then I got the red one, and I was like, I have both of these, might as well put them both to use. So that's why I have an outfit change.
I loved it. So was one like for the bar and the other one was like for the dinner, or was it you just in the middle of the night you just changed?
So no, I only used the red one. I didn't use both. I only used both for the pictures.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, those pictures I had taken like a week before. So the actual day of, I just wore the red one.
That's so cool. That you just turned 21. I'm about to turn 22 in like 2 weeks. I feel so old. It's
Well, I've always been a baby, so. And even in high school, I was one of the youngest in our class.
Okay, I want to ask you. Okay, I always ask like fun questions, like this or that questions. But with you, I came up with these other questions that I feel like I don't know. I want to try them out, see how you answer them. So one of them is, what's one thing you wish you had known before going to college?
Oh, dang, that's hard.
That's
a good question though, because it's really good though. I would say, honestly, it's kind of hard because, I don't know, I feel like we're so pressured in high school to go straight to a 4-year. And not that I regret coming here, but I do wish that I probably could have stayed home and figured out what I actually wanted to do, and I guess not have to like waste money, quote unquote. But I would say for somebody who were going into college right now to be social and find your friend group. Like, it might be difficult at first because obviously it's a whole different setting if you go alone. Because, like, in my situation, I came out here not knowing anybody. But I would say participate in a lot of things. That's what makes it more memorable.
Yeah, I did not do any of that, and I kind of regret that. Like you were saying, I wish I did more things. Like I didn't know colleges had clubs, but I didn't really know anyone. I just kind of showed up and went to my class and left and went to work. It's like it kind of you lose it from the experience. But for me to answer that, like one thing I wish I knew before going to college, I think that maybe like it's okay to not have everything figured out or planned out because I felt like very pressured to have everything figured out, like my major and school and what I'm going to do for the rest of my life, all that stuff. And I knew nothing about it and I felt bad about it and people made me feel bad about it. But it was okay. Like it ended up working out. Everyone goes at their own pace. And it's a lot of pressure to put on an 18-year-old kid to have everything figured out, you know? So I think to those of you listening, you don't have to figure everything out and it's okay. Everything will come together in the future, right?
Yes, I 100% agree with you because I also wanted to mention that because it's okay to switch majors too because, I mean, I never planned to because I was telling myself, like, no, because we're told at a young age, like, no, you have to know and you need to know because obviously it's your future. But at the same time, so many things change throughout the years and you grow personally, like, as a person, so I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people should just not go with the flow. Obviously, have an idea of what you want to do, but also like don't feel like you have to know everything.
Yeah, well said. My next question is, what's your biggest failure slash like hardest thing you struggled with, and what did you learn from it? I know this is also a big question too, but I guess I could go first. I think my biggest, I don't even like to say failure because that's a bad word, but the biggest thing that I struggled with and what I learned from it, it could literally be anything. It'd be from school, like just your personal life or whatever. But my biggest thing was wanting to be accepted by everyone that I met, either adults or people my age. I wanted everyone to just accept me, and especially with all the things I was going through, like with my sexuality or just me as a person or what I look like. And now that I'm older, I don't really care about what people think about me or what um they want me to be like. I'm on my own path, I'm on my own journey, and whoever wants to accept me, they can, and people who don't want to, that's fine too. So I struggled with a lot. I wanted everyone to like me and to accept me, and now I really don't care. So that at the time that was my biggest failure, just trying to please everyone. But now I learned from it that I could just be myself, and that's okay. You're always gonna have people that love you, and you're always gonna have people that don't believe in you. So that's my thing. What about you?
I can agree with that honestly too, because I did struggle with that. I did not have any like self confidence or like a good high self esteem. But you know, I obviously grew up as a person, and I actually just grown a lot. I could say last year, like a lot. I did struggle with a few things about like with my mental health, but I have grown so much, and I am so happy where I am right now, and very content with myself too. I think this is the highest I've ever had my self confidence in, and unfortunately, I had to like learn the hard way, I guess you could say, but I am thankful for that. But also, I can say, like how I said, I had to switch majors. I thought that was a big failure because nobody knows this, but I'm going to say this. But I got kicked out of the major because in the program, you have to, your exams, they have to average a 76. And I believe we had 3 exams, and I got higher than 70. I passed all my exams, but my average score of them was lower than 76. I think I missed it by like 1 or 2%. But that's why I couldn't continue in the program, so I felt like a complete failure. This actually just happened last year. Yeah, so literally like a year ago, I was sad about having to switch my majors because I technically like failed or like got kicked out of the program in December of 2020. So the next semester, they like called me, and my counselor called me and was like, you can no longer continue in the program, and so you have to find another degree or like program of study. And that was very difficult because I needed to give a response like right away, because obviously I need to get courses in because I was not enrolled in any courses. But I thought it was a big failure because, I mean, it was something unexpected, and I always had so much pressure on myself where like I told myself like I cannot fail at college because I am a first gen, and I don't know, I just felt a lot of peer pressure. I felt like I was disappointing my family, but it's also because I felt like I was disappointing myself. But I am thankful for all I've learned in that program. I've learned so much, but I would not consider it as a failure anymore. It's just one of those things where I tried something and it just didn't work out, and now I'm doing something better for myself.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that with me. That was really beautifully said. Thank you for sharing that, and thank you and I'm glad that you came out of that because it's one of those feelings like you struggle and like you fail, right? And it's like I'm a failure and I don't know like what's next for me, like what am I gonna do next, and and seeing like oh now it's like a year later and now I'm doing better and I have more things planned out. So thank you for sharing that with me, and I'm sorry that you went through that. It must have been extremely hard. And when you were explaining that, I was like, oh my god, that sounds like so much pressure, like pressure, just like oh my god, I don't know how you went through that. But thank you for sharing that with me, Sandra. Thanks.
I mean, it was difficult. But I'm not like saying this for you to feel sorry about it, but it's just something that like I want to share because it's okay to fail. It's okay
Yeah.
because something better will come out of it.
Yeah, exactly. I wrote a song about that. Like, it's okay to fail. Like, not everything has to work out. I feel like a lot of us, we try to, this has to work out, this has to happen, this has to happen, but it's okay. Like, not everything has to work out, and we'll find another option or alternative and we'll just keep going. So, yeah. My next thing is what are the best resources that have helped you along the way, whether in college or just in your personal life? What are some things that helped you or have been there with you throughout your journey, I guess?
I would say the biggest thing that has helped me is my friends and my family. First of all, I am thankful for all the friends I have met being here because they've seen me go through it all. I went through a lot the past 3-4 years, so they've seen me through my worst and they've seen me at my best. But also, I am thankful for my family because they're always one call away, or like how I said, I go visit them whenever I can. But I don't know, I'm just thankful for everybody that I have, my support group.
Beautifully said. For me, I think the best resources that I've had along the way that helped me is I think my friends also. They've always been there. I could always text them, FaceTime them, hang out anytime I needed them. Music has always been there for me. I love to write, I love to sing. Just like my whole what do you say it? My social side of like in terms of like content creating and making stuff, that's always been like my therapy, letting myself out into other things. That's always been there for me. And honestly, school, like just having like things to do, having a full schedule like with school and studying and doing homework and then having a job. I've always been a person that I need to have a busy full schedule because I have a little friend called anxiety, and if I have like time to myself where I'm just kind of here like doing nothing, I overthink and I get very bad. So I always need something to do all the time. So that's been some of the best resources that kept me going for me. And let's see, where do you see yourself? I've always hated this question. People ask me, where do you see yourself in 10 years? But I feel like this is really important because now we're on our way to achieving what we want to be in 5 years. So, like, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Okay, so I did hate this question
I
too,
know.
but in 5 years, well, I plan to go back to school, obviously, so I'm gonna take a gap year, and then after that, so I want to get my master's degree. I don't think I want to go any higher than a master's degree, but I mean, time will tell. We'll see in the future how I feel about it. So my master's degree will take about, I believe, 3-4 years. Depends on which like route I take, because I believe there's 2 different like plans that I can do. But after that, I want to be a businesswoman. I want to have my own private practice. So that's a dream of mine. But I also think that at that point in 5 years, career-wise, I want to have my master's, and I want to be able to work in a good environment where I'm getting a good salary, but I'm also enjoying what I do. I don't know. I want to have my own place in like 2-3 years, so I'm in the works for that too. But other than that, I just feel like I am looking forward and planning to just be happy with my career choice and my living situations.
Yeah, cool. And I forgot to ask you about graduate school, when you go to graduate school, is it going to be still in Arizona, or do you have an idea which graduate school you want to go to?
Okay, so in the meantime, I plan to go back home and work, like for my gap year, and then I am currently looking at San Jose State University. So back home it is. I have not looked anywhere else. I'm still in the process, but it's potential. Like I don't think I'm gonna stay in Arizona for my master's at all. But I think it's possible for me to go to another state. I'm not sure which one yet, but it's either gonna be San Jose State. It's kind of hard to tell because I haven't looked into the programs yet, but I know I want to live in California, so eventually I'm going to go back to California. So, I mean, I'm hoping California, I get accepted to one of the master's programs here in California, but other than that, right now, my top one right now is San Jose State.
Yeah. And San Jose State is a great option. It's a great school. It's a beautiful school. I almost went there right after high school. It's an amazing school. Did I answer the question? No, I don't think I did. Where do I see myself in 5 years? I'll be like 26, 27. I'll have my bachelor's in psychology and my minor in music by then. That's always been my goal, just to like get my degree. Like, I'll worry about other things later. I just want to get the degree. And I also work for my dad in his business, which I honestly love now. Before, I was very in a lost place. I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know what was next for me. And now I actually love working there, and I don't know. I still see myself working there. I love being there. So I have a few options for me, and I still see myself like being a content creator because that's still a job that I love to do. I literally have like 3 jobs. It's crazy, but I just see myself just still doing my own thing. I want to be moved out, having my own place, maybe sharing a room with one of my friends, maybe something like that, because that's actually one of the next things I want to do, get my own place. And so that's, I guess, for me in 5 years, I think so. And the last question I have, which it's a new question I'm going to ask everyone for this season, and it's a very serious question, so take it seriously. What's your favorite Kelly Clarkson song?
It's probably Stronger.
Ooh.
Right? Is it called Stronger, or What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Stronger? I forgot what the exact name is.
Yeah, so it's Stronger, and then What Doesn't Kill You in parentheses.
There you go. Yeah, I knew it was something like that.
That's your favorite one?
Probably, yeah.
Cool. Great choice. It's one of her most famous ones. A good one. I'm glad that you knew a song, because I hate it when I ask people and they're like, who is that? Or like, I don't know any songs. I'm like, come on now. And okay, so I'm done. These are all the questions I have for you. I usually end every episode with I let my guest ask me a question or questions that they have. Anything you want to ask me at all?
What do you have planned for your music career? Or what are your dreams and hopes?
Great question. No one's ever asked me that. Okay, I'll take you on a little journey. I've loved to sing since I was a very little kid. The problem is that some people are born with a great singing voice and are very talented, and some people are not and have to work really hard, and I'm one of those. I've had to work so hard for so many years. But it is one of my favorite things. It literally saved my life, music and singing. And I love doing it. And literally one of my dreams have just been to just sing on a stage, just to travel the world and sing. I don't need to be like a main singer. I could literally be a backup singer, or even producing in a studio, something to do with music, because that is my passion. It makes me happy. So, but the problem with that is like I'll have to take like big risks. It's not really something I could just major in and get a degree and just do it. It has to be like move to like New York or LA and really like put myself out there and go to record deals and labels and do all that. But I do see it, like I do see music a part of my life for the rest of my life, whether it's just YouTube or writing songs or singing. It's literally my favorite hobby that I have, my favorite thing. And I love covering artists and covering songs and writing stuff. So I don't know, I guess, is the answer, but I kind of do know. It's a little bit of both. Yeah. Thank you for asking me that.
Now that you said that, though, I have another question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you want to travel?
Good one. I've done a lot of traveling, even when I didn't really realize it. Like I've been to Puerto Rico more times than I can count, but like in the States, like I've been to New York, I've been to Florida. I went on a road trip last year. I've always wanted to go see Mount Rushmore in North Dakota. So I went there and we rented a car and we just drove back. So I visited Wyoming and Utah, and I've been to Nevada, Arizona, Oregon. So with the states, I'm kind of like there's not really more states that I want to go to besides New Orleans, and I've never been to Washington D.C. Um, but like in my bucket list, I've always wanted to go to Paris. I've That's been one of my dreams. But like if I go to Paris, like Europe, I want to obviously do all of that. Like Europe, I want to go to Italy. A big dream of mine ever since was it fifth grade? I think fifth or sixth grade. I did a project on the Sphinx in Egypt, and I built him out of Rice Krispies. So I built that, and I'm like, I need to go one day. So that's been in my list. I want to go to Egypt one day, and I think that's it for me. I've never been to Hawaii. I would love to go. I've also never been to Mexico. I've always wanted to go, but not like Cancun or Cabo San Lucas. I want to go to like the pueblo, like to like real Mexican like culture. Those are the places that I would love to go to. What about you?
Okay, so one of my like all-time dream vacations, it's very expensive, so this is why I say it's a very high dream, is Bora Bora.
Yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, I would like to travel to Paris, and obviously how you said, like, the whole, like, that side, Italy, everything on the side. I have yet to go to Hawaii, too. I would love to go to Hawaii. Australia, I don't know why, but I want to go to Australia. I don't know, I just feel like it's a whole other world out there. Those are like my main ones. Like I have like a whole like list of all the places I would love to visit one day, but those are like my big top ones that I would like to visit one day.
That's so cool. And someone told me like now is the time for us to do all of that because then we're gonna get older and like married, kids have our own place and have a full job. Now's the time to do all that traveling. So we have to start thinking about it. And that's all I have for you. I don't know if you had another question. I didn't want to cut you off. Do you or no? We're good?
No.
Okay. Well, I just want to thank you for coming on my podcast. I really appreciate it. Thank you for saying yes and thank you for coming on. And yeah, this means a lot to me. So thank you, Sandra.
Oh, you're welcome. I feel like it was a good way of catching up with somebody from high school. Since I really don't talk to you on a daily basis, but I'm thankful for you and this opportunity.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And thank you to you guys for listening. I'll see you guys next week with a brand new episode. Thank you so much. Bye.